When smells of linseed oil and turpentine drip mix in my nostrils, I draw a deep breath. I felt drowsy and lightheaded. It's already this late and a few customers are left early, so just me, Rin, the teacher, and two other girls are also about to leave. When he's sitting to my right, slowly working on a painting while I'm idling the time away. I don't think she realized I've been watching her this whole time. With her delicate ankle, she brushes the tip and tip into crimson paint and presses it lightly on the canvas. A stain spreads around as the brush was bleeding. Progress is slow to a crawl, but by now I learned this is dangerous for a technique, as the paint must be allowed to dry before she's finished. It occurs to me that I'm literally watching paint dry, and somehow I'm not feeling bored, despite spacing out just now. Most of the time the archive is very relaxed and freeform. From times when Nora gets really excited about some technique or style he wants to teach us about, everyone is free to pursue their own interests. Lacking one, I keep floating on that direction. I try this and that, but nothing really leaves me with a deeper impression. Not to mention that I don't see any special knack for anything. Well, I did get praised for my tip of watercolors, and I felt pretty good about that myself, but that's it. Supposed to be expected. I joined the art club mostly on a whim after all. Thinking maybe I should quit the club. It was going to be this pointless. But there's nothing really wrong with pointlessness, and I can't say I'm unhappy. Unsatisfied, maybe, but I've not got myself to blame for that. Sparrow goes exits the club room with a cheerful bye-bye. Nuri stands up from his desk. She shoots back with a loud screech that brings the harmony of this quiet afternoon. He taps a pile of papers in his hands twice against the tabletop board to straighten them and pushes his back. I have a facility meeting to attend, so I can't stay. I'll do some paperwork later. So if you want to stay, we can talk then. Sorry about this. Two people here, but he's already talking to one of us. Nobody spends his extra hours of the time mentoring Ran after their club hours are over. I bet he'd like to discuss his plan on getting Ran's art into a gallery a little more. I still don't have a voice for Ran. This is a thing. Like, I didn't have a voice really for Lily. It's gonna be a thing. Just bear with it, I guess. I don't know. It's alright. I think I'll probably be here. It's not a big deal if I'm not. I don't have much going on right now. An answer without moving right for work in progress. Tone of her voice is neither the polite kind expected when talking to a teacher, nor her usual monotone. So when you send a search party if you aren't here? Yes, no thanks. I don't like the party. We can talk later. Good girl. Smiling teacher picked up the rest of his papers and made his way to the door. I glanced at the clock above it, and then my watch double check. 3 minutes apart, but nevertheless, close meeting time is over now. We're in town staying and working on our piece while waiting for the teacher. Can't quite imagine what their one-on-one time would be like. Will actually discuss anything? Rena is usually so subdued in what she says. When she does say something, it's difficult to understand what she's talking about. Anyone just talks endlessly like he does at club meetings, letting him absorb what she will from his infinite well of art knowledge, just like a sunflower turning to face the glowing sun. Mind if I stay? I thought I might get watercolors another try. But this use sort of accidentally embarrassing myself. Rena didn't take your eyes off the painting. Okay. Sit down in my chair, then get to fetching a cup of water, brushes, colors, and some paper. Sound of footsteps invades the still afternoon air. For starting, I try to recall what the teacher told us. Important philosophy of the medium. Working with watercolors means more working with water than working with color. Try to keep that in mind and dip my tiny stable brush into the water cup. Mixing yellow and blue, trying to capture the sunlit treetops outside the window. The sun is so low, so the others weren't pronounced and everything looks darker. Trying to connect with what I see when my hand does with the paints, but it's a passable attempt for my level. After a while, I started losing my focus and moved the paper aside, so I didn't watch Rin work for a while instead. A little while stretches to a long while, and then to a really long while. Rin paints, entire being concentrated on the brush between her slender toes, and painting coming to life one stroke at a time. Seems determined, yet at the same time relaxed. Vigorously moving the brush around, never hesitating. Colors meet and part and cover each other on the canvas, blending into her quiet will. I don't know anything about composition, structure, any of that stuff. But I really like Rin's paintings. I like how she looks when she paints. She usually sounds painted as composing to speak rather than wait for her to open up. She might end up saying nothing at all. Mind if we talk? I don't mind. kind of want to ask more about you, why you get so weird about this thing the teacher wants to arrange for you. When Victor or two of pain and raise repeating your tones on a palette. Almost easily as someone in the puzzle with thumbs would. Taking a brush again, she replies. Not a things, and not a not things, unthings. I don't think that's a word. Wanna talk about it? Try to reach out to her clumsy. What? I try to reach out to her clumsily, ignoring the embarrassed feeling of awkwardness. You keep your focus on the painting, spreading more and more paint on the canvas. Rooms for me require a perfectly straight line of contradiction on the job. Not really. Talking is hard. I mean, it's not hard, and I'm talking even now, but saying the right things is really hard for me. No matter what, I can't say the things I want. That sounds weird. It's true. I say all kind of things I don't mean all the time. Sometimes I forget words and use wrong words, and even come up with new words for things that already have some. That's the worst thing. I really get nervous and everything's in a mess, and I don't really understand what I want to say. I think there's something wrong with me that makes it like this. But when I sit down, I think of things at the same time. I nod wordlessly. It's not really for. I mean, it is for, but everything else is there, kind of in the background. Like being in a news party and a beehive at the same time. But that's not really the point. I used to do better, like 6 or 7 things. I think so, at least. Like I'm becoming dumber. I think everyone has times when they feel like they can't say the right things. But it's there all the time, stronger and deeper. Yeah, deeper is a good word. I like that word, deeper. The feeling of being underwater. Maybe it's just art. The more I paint, the more words I forget. Maybe at some point I'll forget how to speak completely. Feels like I'm slowly reading everything. Remember what you thought about things 3 or 4 years ago? I don't. A long pause ensues, where time seems to have been around itself, almost trying to tie itself into a knot. I don't think I've heard Rin talk this earnestly for so long about anything before. It's like I'm fading away from this world. When she stopped working on the canvas, she's staring at her painting, unmoving as if gazing at some faraway horizon. Sunlight briefly glints in the corner of her onyx eyes. Something floats up in the top layer of Rin's being and lets out a long breath. And she blinks and it's gone. Painting seat behind. I look at my own things. I remember what I was thinking back when I made them. They make me feel like I can be with all the past me's when I was a different me. I guess they are the proof of my existence. Usually seems like a word more used when you spoke of the nature of art. I don't think Marina was paying any attention back then. I wonder if she was listening, or if she heard the same batch of speech from annoyed before. Either way, I feel overwhelmed. Boy, are you complicated. I would have taken up writing a diary. I just really flickered in my direction on the back of the painting, but she didn't pick up the brush anymore. It's a great idea. Why didn't I ever think of that? They're being sarcastic. What's sarcasm? I don't call her a joke, but it is one. Right at the moment, Omar returns from his meeting. He leans in a very melodramatic hello. Not surprised me to see her along with his pet student. Walking with a boisterous scout to his desk, he drops his page upon it. Takes a handshake and cleans his glasses with incredibly meticulous care for walking over to us. But he's within earshot of us. Rin says something in a quick, quiet voice. Change is the scariest thing in the world to me. I seriously don't know if when I change into a person who could do the thing the teacher wants me to do. I don't know if I could do it even if I wanted to. I see. Hello again. Hello. Hello. What's going on? Sounds a bit sheepish, looking at both of us with unrelated interest. Nothing. We're talking about that thing, your acquaintance, and talking about that thing with your acquaintance in the gallery for Rin's work, sort of. Oh, any decisions? Look at Rin trying to arrange the bothered expression on her faces into something else. Anyway, I don't have much else to say. I think you should go for it. We have choices. Save it. When in doubt, save it out. That's my motto. Because we have 3 choices. That's like almost an unprecedented thing. Like usually it's only 2. That's a lot of choices. I don't know if I can make these choices. Hold on. I need to think. Okay, because I don't know. Anyway, I don't think anything else to say other than you should go for it.